Thank you for staying with us. We have a special guest in the studio with us today. Alan Grimes, a retired FBI special agent and author of the exciting new horror thriller When the Lantern Swings, and he'll be performing a dramatic reading and book signing at the Yuma Foothills Library on Saturday, July 6th from 3:30 to 5 p.m. Alan, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So for starters, congratulations. Your book released on Tuesday.
Thank you.
That's very exciting. So tell us a little bit about first what's it about?
Well, it's about a retired cop, Ed Freeman, who moves to Lake Hope State Park as senior park ranger. And he goes there because of a shooting incident in which he shot a teenager who we thought had a firearm, but it actually turned out to be a BB gun. So he wants to get away from big city law enforcement, and he moves to Lake Hope State Park, hoping for a quiet, what we call retirement job in law enforcement. But then he runs across the mangled remains of a young woman on the old Moonville Rail Trail. All indications are that she's been run over by a train, but that's impossible because the tracks were removed 40 years before that.
Very suspenseful.
Yes.
It makes you think, right? Putting
Yes.
you in that realm of like, okay, what happened?
Yes.
And then I understand that your characters have a little bit of challenges for them.
Yes. My main character, Ed Freeman, has both ADHD, and he's also struggling with the shooting incident, and that causes hallucinations during his investigation. So he's struggling mightily with these internal issues, while at the same time trying to solve this very challenging case and also save the lives of his fellow investigators.
Yeah, so why was it important for you to have your main character be a little bit more challenged and express that?
I love characters who are struggling with personal issues, and I don't like when in fiction when characters are too brave, too noble, too kind, and always do things for the right reasons. Because I think that people relate to people who have challenges in their lives, because most of us do.
Right. And what was your inspiration? I know you and your wife went somewhere that kind of brought the light bulb on.
Yes. This was actually 37 years in the making. My wife and I, when we were first married, like most newlyweds, didn't have a lot of money for a honeymoon, and a friend of ours told us about Lake Hope State Park, which is in Zaleski, Ohio, and it was very cheap to stay there for a week. So we said, okay, we'll go there for our honeymoon. On Friday nights, they have this campfire night where the park ranger tells stories about local legends. One of the legends was of a miner who was killed in the Moonville Tunnel, and as the train came, he tried to warn the train off with his lantern by swinging it frantically, but it didn't work and he was killed. It's actually a true story.
And now you live in Yuma. How long have you lived in Yuma?
I've lived in Yuma since 2008.
Okay.
I came here as my last duty station in the FBI was as supervisory senior resident agent of the Yuma Resident Agency.
Wow. But you also lived in Akron, Ohio, where you were a
Yes.
police officer, and then you're FBI. So how do you blend that, your real-world experience, to your imagination?
Well, because I was in law enforcement for many years, I always wonder what would an ordinary person, what would an ordinary cop do when he's put in an extraordinary situation. And my ideas come to me as little movie clips, just a few seconds long. And in this movie clip, I saw a cop bending over a body on a trail, and it's obvious that she was run over by a train, but it couldn't be because there are no tracks.
No tracks.
And so he has to figure out, how in the world was she run over by a train? So what would a cop do? A cop would start his investigation like an ordinary police case until circumstances force him to realize this is something supernatural, and perhaps my ordinary police investigative techniques will not work in this case.
And y'all get a chance to go on Saturday. So what will you be reading at the library? It's a dramatic reading. What does that entail?
So I will read a couple of excerpts from my novel. I'll read the first scene, and then possibly a scene later on in the novel where you first get to see the boogeyman, the bad guy.
And how much does the book cost, and where can it be found?
So the paperback is $18.95. It can be found on New Link Publishers. The easiest way is to get it through my website, because you can get all the platforms. It's very easy. It's alangrimeswriter.com, and you can just click a button and you can go to the ebook, the paperback, or the hardcover. You can also get it on Amazon starting on Tuesday, July 9th.
Okay. Well, thank you for stopping by and providing all this information. So, like I said, if you are in the area and have time Saturday, please check out the book reading and signing event at the Yuma Foothills Library July 6th from 3:30 to 5 p.m. And for more information, visit our website. We'll be right back.